It's a rough day for me, y'all. It's such a rough day for me because I might have to turn on my girls. I might have to turn on my girls. What the hell was that? What the hell was that episode? Anyways, hello everybody. Welcome back to my channel. It is 2 a.m. I'm processing a lot. My chest is actually tight right now because I didn't want to do it, but my girls failed me today. They failed. Anyways, whatever episode this is, before I get into it, please make sure to like this video, subscribe and hit the bell, and leave a comment down below. Before I continue, because I totally forgot to thank you guys. I said at the end, but I'm going to put this at the beginning. Thank you guys for 70K. Woo! I'm so eternally grateful. I said I would cry, but honestly, I'm sleep deprived. I don't think my tear ducts have anything to give at this moment. But yeah, I'm so grateful. Thank you guys so much. I tell you guys often, well, not as often as I used to because I haven't been live in months. Don't call me out. I already know Alexis is typing. Alexis, put the keyboard down. Okay? Okay. But I tell you guys often how much like YouTube has really changed my life, and I'm eternally grateful. Thank you so much. Y'all are going to hear me be very irritated in this video though, and I'm just going to apologize in advance. I'm just tired. Not physically. Well, physically, but I'm tired of this cast. Let's get into the video. So we're going to start with Brian. He says that he's interested in getting to know Jaden. I'm only now realizing how cute this girl is. Honestly, it's not that I thought she was ugly or anything, but just anybody when they're standing next to Austin, he just brings down their stock, you know? He does. But yeah, her away from Austin, I'm like, oh my gosh, you're so cute. Oh. But anyways, she feels like she is now more open than she thought she was before because she's just been with Austin the whole time. And the other Casa girls feel the same. They're like, you know what? Like, we've been focused on our initial connections. We actually haven't had the opportunity to move around, especially now that there are Casa boys in here as well that they really haven't gotten the time to get to know. So they want to, you know, spread their wings a little bit in the villa. Grayson, I don't know who else she even would be interested in, to be honest with you. And same with Clark. And if Clark ever was interested in anybody, I feel like at this point, she's just gone a little bit too far with Taylor. I don't think anybody would want to go into that situation. But yeah, Grayson, tell us who you like, girl, because I don't see it for you and anybody else at this point. Nick then talks to Huda because he wants to get her perspective on this beef between her and Shelly.
It wasn't like I want Ace. All I've ever been told is it's just a challenge. Nothing's personal.
I think like the line was crossed. Definitely at Ace.
Do I think I went overboard? Yes. And I take full accountability for that. Surprising part was that I already knew what I did wrong.
All right, darling.
Love you, Nick.
Again, I say, when it was you, it wasn't just a challenge. When it was you, you were ready to pop off. Every single time. Every single time. So I don't want to hear this. Oh, but guys, I thought it was just a challenge. Don't care. The North remembers, Huda. Literally, the entire villa, when it was over, was looking at Huda like, that was too much. The girls said it. The guys said it. It'd be one thing if it was just Shelly. Everybody, even Ace, was like, that was too much. You watch the scene back, you can tell a lot has been removed. A lot has been removed. We don't even know what happened. But yeah, it was too much. And Huda herself says she already knew where she went wrong before she even had this conversation with Nick. In the night, we have some of the girls who think that Pepe is weird for rejecting Andreina. If the guy doesn't like her, he doesn't like her. Like, what the heck? But anyways, fine. They also tell Amaya that her hunch about Zach is probably correct. And the next day, he made pancakes only for Alandria. He didn't make Amaya any breakfast. So it proves that whatever she's feeling about Zach is absolutely true. Then we have Sierra and Nick who do the nasty yet again. And it seems like so did TJ and Iris, but at least they had the decency to leave the room and go do it outside with the bugs. So the next day, Amaya finally decides to have a conversation with Zach, right? And we know that Amaya struggles to let people speak, but the moments that he did get to speak, he says, you have legs too. You could have come and spoken to me.
Do you think it's jealousy? Because it's not about me being jealous
No,
whatsoever. I'm trying to mutter you.
No. Why?
Like, I'm not trying to change who you are or anything. Like, you did like just prioritize being with the guys and stuff like that.
Like, why didn't you speak to me yesterday? You've got legs, I've got legs too.
I also don't want to be the one always having to approach you.
We're cooked. As a generation, we are cooked. I get what he's saying. If you really wanted to talk to me, you could have. But this man is still moving as if Amaya is an option for him. You couldn't then just go and make that known. Like, you couldn't pursue pursuit is missing. Like, courting doesn't exist anymore. Courting doesn't exist in Love Island in general, but like, guys don't pursue anymore. Like, what? It's really sad. Really sad. Then he's like, yeah, you're kind of full on and that's a lot for me. Just tell her that. No, guys, we're actually cooked. We're actually cooked. If she's doing too much, just tell her. You're the same guy, and I'm gonna pull him up on it again. You're the same guy who says, if you have an issue with me, don't be going around chitter-chattering with everybody else. Come to me directly and we handle it between the two of us. If you had an issue with Amaya and how she was being too much too soon for you, have the conversation. Especially because we've seen a lot of growth with Amaya, just trying to, handle things differently. Hey, what are your boundaries? I want to make sure that I don't disrespect you. Like, she came to you with that demeanor and you don't have the respect for her back to be like, hey, by the way, I thought that the way we were handling it was okay, but actually it's a little bit too much for me. Can we just reconfigure some things? Don't have the decency to do that. Alondra speaks briefly about Zach and she points out the exact thing that I said in the previous video. She said the chivalry from Zach is lacking. And I knew that I was being nitpicky, but I was like, I don't like the way that he is talking to her. He wants to have a conversation with her, but he can't even walk beside her, maybe hold her hand, lead her to where they're going. And it's not even just because it's Olandria. Like, it's just gentlemanly. It's just chivalrous. Like, it's just, and he doesn't do that. He just doesn't. I don't like it. I don't. Even TJ does that, and I don't care for TJ. Elin does that. Pepe does that. Taylor obviously does that. Ace will down there carry you over a threshold. Like, a lot of the guys, as annoying as some of them are, they do show these little gentlemanly characteristics, and Zach just doesn't.
He was just
Gentlemanly
so out of reach.
things.
Help me up and down the stairs. Like, exactly.
Especially in comparison to someone like Taylor.
I get that things are weird between Taylor. His mind ain't made up just yet. That is still by far my strongest one.
I'm really starting to get in my sophomore era. How do I navigate this Olandria situation?
Naturally, Olandria is now missing what she and Taylor had. Girl, you ain't had much. Okay, you ain't had much. And I'm so upset that she's so hung up on Taylor, because now Taylor feels overly important. And he's like, I don't even know how I'm gonna manage this this little triangle here. What triangle? Like, what triangle? Olandria, you see what you're doing? He needs to just focus on Clark. Stay over there. Okay? Stay over there. How many times do you say, I feel like a child when I run. I feel like I could be myself. I don't have to think so hard. I don't have to try so hard. I can finally be myself. I can finally be physical. Stay over. It's literally not a triangle. But because Olandria is still inserting herself in the situation, he's making it bigger than it needs to be. Then we see Pepe. He's talking about his connection with Grayson. And he says, you know what? Like, I do like the girl, but to be honest, I do think about Hannah a lot. And I just feel like I can't, I don't want to drag Grayson along anymore. I guess kudos to him for being honest about his feelings, but he could have been more forthright with Grayson about that. It seems as if Grayson is getting more invested, and I don't know if she would have handled things the same way if she knew that Pepe was still so stuck on Hannah the way that he was. It also now makes sense why he didn't want to pursue Andreina, because Hannah's still on his mind. But yeah, Pepe, I like you, Pepe. I feel like Pepe right now is my favorite guy. Please be a little bit more honest with Grayson. The villa then gets a text that everybody's going to be able to get some things off their chest, write their grievances that they have with the Islanders, and they have a choice to sign it or leave it anonymous. I'm sorry. I've seen the internet crashing out over this challenge. I'm living. One reason why I love UK season 12 right now is because of the authentic relationships. If somebody doesn't like somebody, you're gonna know. If somebody's pissed off, they're not saving face, they're not avoiding you, they're pulling you aside or even shouting across the villa to tell you how much they don't like you. And I love it. Not because I want people to be at odds all the time, but I'm so tired of the whole like, oh, soul sisters, happy family, brotherhood, bro code, girl code. Like, stop. It's not real. With this cast specifically on season 7, it's just not real. And they're trying to make it seem like, oh, we're a repeat of season 6. You're not, and it's okay. So I'm glad they're finally getting the opportunity to say how they really feel, because clearly there's a lot that needs to be said. So let's fast forward to what's been said, okay? We're gonna start with Austin. He gets called out for not trying in the villa and just enjoying a vacation. He himself is kind of confused how he came this far, but he refuses the idea that he has not put in effort. Jaden is like, yeah, no, I do see effort. I do. Basically, people were asking if he was putting in effort because they feel like he didn't do much with Shelly. I can agree. It seemed like he only did things whenever Ace would do something to kind of like one up Ace, or he would spend his time complaining. So yeah, I also am wondering why the hell Austin is still here. Someone told Nick and Sierra that they're not discreet in the bedroom. Honestly, yeah, I think that would piss me off too, because number one, being on reality TV, you already don't get to pick when you get to sleep. So if I'm trying to sleep and we're already not getting the amount of hours that you typically want on the outside, and now you're over here, can I even call it sex? Because 40 seconds, can you really even get going with 40 seconds? Oh, God forbid. You're doing whatever, keeping me up. Now I'm struggling to sleep. You get a good night's sleep because you got your rocks off. If you even got that far, but let's just assume you did. You got your rocks off, and now I'm waking up in the morning miserable. And also, like, we just don't want to hear you having sex. Like, we just, whether or not I can sleep through the night, I don't. Simply put, I don't. But anyway, she says she doesn't care. Then she gets called out by Pepe because of the rationale in voting out Hannah. It was her, Alondra, and Shelly who all got called out. And honestly, their reasoning still doesn't make sense to me.
Amaya hadn't really had the chance. Iris had something budding with TJ. Hannah explored 2 really strong connections. Once you and Hannah had gotten paired up, it was very tunnel vision.
I mean, it was tough, but it was a thing of like, who's here to really explore and not lock in.
So if you're saying people should be grateful that they got the opportunity to explore a strong connection, and you should leave the villa open to people who are ready to explore, you need to be the first to go, Miss Closed Off. You need to be next boot out. Number 1. Number 2, Shelly, you gotta go too. She had 2 strong connections. Let her tell it. You gotta go. Alondra, you gotta go too. You should be grateful that you had your time with Taylor. Sorry that it's up. You gotta go. Bye. If we're using this rationale that you should be grateful that you got to experience a strong connection, we should leave the villa open to people who are still exploring. Grayson, Jaden, honestly, Clark could leave. Andreina, Amaya. Like, the villa should be open to them and not y'all. Y'all should go. You see how this villa, because they've just created these rules that don't make sense, now it's time for them to back it up, and it still doesn't make sense. Honestly, this season, it's the most loveless season of Love Island I have ever seen. And that's saying a lot because I hated season 1 of US. Hated it. No offense. I know some of the girlies from season 1 do watch my show. But the season was trash. This season is right up there. Amaya is next. She is told by Chris that she does snore and wakes people up. Yeah, that was cute, whatever. She wasn't upset about that. And then she gets emotional when she gets called out for being too emotional. And I was so upset at Ace, Austin, and Zach because they're just proving what whack men they are seeing how they handled the situation with Amaya.
After everything I've been through in my life, I view it as a strength. God forbid, I'm a sensitive gangster.
Sensitive gangster. The intensity of your emotions just felt like they built way up.
When you saying, babe, can I grab this for you? Babe, can I do this? It's just a matter of meeting people at that middle ground.
Calling someone babe, mi amor, mi vida. Coming from a Hispanic household, that's just how we talk. You got me here halfway too.
I did that.
Sometimes I feel like I have to take a step back. I let you kiss me, I let you touch me.
You waited till this moment to speak to me in front of 20 other people here.
Listen.
I don't care to hear what you have to say anymore. Stop talking to me.
I saw Cassie from season 5. Did she come in at 6'2"? She came twice. I don't remember which season. No, it must have been 4 and 5. But anyways, she basically was like, I think that the villain knows Amaya is a favorite because number one, the changed behavior in some of these guys regarding how much nicer they are to Amaya is probably because somebody in Casa has tipped them off like, hey, people like you outside. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I haven't really peeped whether or not people have really been treating Amaya different, except from when Ace did kiss her in the challenge. So I was like, it's kind of weird. And then also in this episode, he wanted to go and console her. I was like, oh, okay. So I will say regarding Amaya being too emotional, sometimes her outbursts do take away from the moment. Somebody's being dumped and you're wailing louder than everybody else in the room. It takes away from that person's moment, and now people are focused on you and trying to console you. So I will say in those moments, it does feel like too much. However, in general, the girl is allowed to feel her feelings. And she has actually had a rough time when it comes to exploring connections in the villa. So I can understand why it, like, everything is like a sensitive subject for her. I do completely understand. You know what I'm saying? Ace started piping up and I was so irritated because they're coming at her just being like, you're too full on. You're saying babe this and babe that, as if she hasn't already explained. And I'm so glad that Brian spoke up on her behalf, just being like, yo, culturally, it really isn't even a thing. And y'all are making this girl seem like she's, you know, just diving in head first in these connections and isn't taking time to get to know people naturally and stuff. But like, she's just that person, heart on her sleeve, whatever. Like, that's just her. If you can't handle it, that's fine. But the way in which you have been treating her is not okay. I don't like how Austin treated her. I don't like how Ace treated her. And I don't like how Zach is treating her right now. Because I don't like girls who call me out in public. I want us to speak in private. Is now calling her out in public when he had the opportunity to speak to her about this in private. And so, of course, Amaya is upset. She walks off. Ace is trying to follow after her. No, sit your little ass down. And yes, now I'm saying little because he brought height into the situation. Let's bring it. Let's bring it, okay? It ended up being Huda and Sierra who went to console her. And they basically were like, listen, this is who you are. It is what it is. If they don't accept you, then yeah. And I will say, heart on your sleeve, it can be a lot for some people. But I do think, especially considering how Amaya has really, really tried to course correct and be more cognizant of how she comes across to people. If they would have handled things differently, they probably would have had a different experience with her, a better experience with her. Pepe is called out for playing it safe with Grayson, and he admits that his heart isn't in it, but he says, I'm really not going to speak on the matter much further. Pepe, that one hurt me a little bit, can't lie, because Grayson was trying to get some kind of reasoning, some kind of, understanding, some kind of closure. And he just was refusing to give that to her. Yeah, you could have been more honest earlier on. You definitely could have, but whatever. We're here now. He doesn't want to talk about it, so neither will we. Ace is next, and he walked up to the mailbox already with some energy. So, of course, he was going to come on smoke.
From Austin, people have sucked up to what you say. Jeremiah, he was damned if he did, damned if he didn't. Just because I have the balls to say that shit doesn't mean, oh, Ace is a hater. Andrina, do you feel like Jeremiah was coming on to you pretty strong?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. The whole love bombing thing, where I've seen that since day one. One of us is 5'10" and has the balls to say some shit around here. You mad that people agree with how I feel? I'm gonna speak my mind because I'm a leader, and if I stand for something, I'm gonna say it up front.
Austin may have ate that one little thing. No, I take it back. Because I completely forgot to comment on the fact that Austin said to Amaya, you don't understand what it means to what was it like?
Do you not understand what a chance to air
No,
stuff
I
out is?
understand
Because I
what
was
that
airing
is. You
stuff
don't need
out.
to interpret that for me.
It doesn't seem like you do.
No, I understand that.
And I'm sorry, that gave very trumpet of him. Very trumpet of him. Austin, the North remembers. Okay? We're tolerating you. Austin said, you know, basically you're little daddy Ace and all these little minions of yours, they're just yes men. And it is so true. Absolutely true. Ace gets active and he's like, well, I'm going to stand up for what I believe in. If you don't like that, I don't care. Hey, okay. he was quite angry about that. I also didn't like that Andreina when he was like, didn't Jeremiah come at you like hot and heavy? She's like, yeah, he did. Andreina. Literally, guys, all my favorites. Like, what's actually going on? Andreina was making it seem like it was just Jeremiah being full on. Baby girl, let's not change history, okay? Let's not do that. We all saw. We were there. We saw more instances of Jeremiah being like, I'm not trying to do too much, but I'm telling you how I feel. You was the one like, oh my God, look at him go. Hey, guys, it really pains me to turn on my favorites today. Like, everybody failed me. Every single person today has failed me. Shelly also failed me. Can't lie. Shelly has asked why the rules apply to her and not to Ace. Personally, when it comes to this whole boundaries thing, I don't have empathy for Ace. I just don't. Like, you were the same guy over open all these boundaries and this and now that Shelly is doing what you were doing, you have a problem because now your feelings are involved and you don't have another option. You only have Shelly. Whereas Shelly does have options and you cannot take it. Just on that principle alone, I don't feel for you. I do, however, believe that sometimes Shelly does contradict herself. Because baby girl, if you are saying that we are open, we should have looser boundaries and I'm allowed to explore connections and whatever, you then cannot be upset if somebody tries it on with Ace, especially in a challenge, because you're open. And as much as I still believe that Huda did too much, and it more so was the principle of friendship rather than you're coming on to my man specifically, you are contradicting yourself, Shelly. And Ace did try to call her out on that. But again, do I care? No, because it's coming from Ace. Brian asks why Shelly has basically been avoiding Chris. And she says that he promised a lot of things that he hasn't fulfilled. And that's why she has fallen back. Chase, what's his name? Chris, mercy. Chris did not like that because he was like, I have tried and you are the one who's not really giving me much energy, which is absolutely true. Like, Shelly's under Ace's thumb. I don't know why she keeps trying to fight it. Like, you are under Ace's thumb. Let's be for real. And you did have a mutual conversation with Huda where you agreed that Chris coming in, being coupled up with Huda makes sense. So let them explore their thing. Like, girl, you're not trying. What did she say? Oh, I don't chase. Okay, cool. He doesn't want to chase for long either. He tried at the beginning. You weren't giving him energy. He moved on. End of story. I don't know why she's even salty about that. Then what else happened? Huda asks her why the "it's a challenge" statement only applied to Huda, but Shelly explains why it is different.
You were like the #1 person always tell me, relax, it's just a challenge.
You wanted to tweak on bombshells who don't know you, who don't know Jeremiah.
I thought in general it's just a challenge.
You wanted to be so furious at them for no reason. Too many times I give you a lot of grace for stuff. Like right now it's starting to aggravate me.
All I can say is I'm sorry.
This is where I understood Shelly's point for sure. Definitely the context is different. There were bombshells coming in, doing what bombshells were supposed to do. And here goes Huda flipping out. At that point, you do have to remember it is just a challenge. Please chill out. And also, it was earlier on, way earlier on. At this point, you and I have a relationship. You should know, as my girl, how I feel about said boy. And this is where Shelly contradicts herself because, again, you keep saying that you're open and so it shouldn't be a problem, but like, sure, fine. On the principle of friendship, Huda should know that it would feel a way for, Huda should know that it would feel a way to Shelly that she did all that she did on to Ace, right? So yeah, the context is different. Those were strangers. And also on top of that too, Shelly didn't pop off. She was hurt, but she didn't pop off. She was telling Huda in those instances, it is just a challenge to keep her from being erratic. Huda is next, and she walked up expecting it to be bad. Honestly, I felt like it could have been worse, but here we go. Nick said that she basically robbed Hannah of her experience and that she shouldn't have been saved twice. And it should have been Hannah who stayed. Y'all had opportunities to get her out. Honestly, I have to side with Huda on this one. Like, she's in here. She came and she did her. Hannah came and she did her. People felt like Huda deserved to stay for whatever reason. And y'all kept her. Y'all kept her. Y'all kept her. Y'all kept her. You guys kept her. So, yeah, sorry. Sorry. If y'all really wanted her to go home, if you really feel like she robbed other people of their experience, then you should have banded together the way that you banded together to get Jeremiah out and got Huda out. Sorry, end of story. Then Huda is called out for not being a girl's girl. She says that this is Love Island. Huda the North remembers, but all right.
Girl code stuff, you did not stand on that when it came to me. The whole Chris thing, I know was a thing of like, oh, it's a win-win.
Bringing Chris back was not only for you.
But you want to make it feel like it's for me, and it's not for me.
It was also for you.
Do you mind telling the class that they kissed in the speakeasy?
Can't kiss a guy that I like? God fucking forbid.
I mean, I do understand where Shelly's coming from, but again, you guys had the opportunity to not only just vote her out, but to call her out on her behavior, and you chose not to. They're upset that she's so selfish and she frames things as if she's looking out for other people when really she's always looking out for herself. She's always been like this. Huda has always been like this. And y'all wanted to pretend, oh, girls, oh, sisters, soul sisters, we love each other, woo! And you didn't. You should have called out that behavior when it started to present itself. It's only now when you are at the receiving end of her selfish behavior that you want to say something about it. Like I said in the previous episode, where was that support for Jeremiah? It was non-existent. So yeah, I don't agree with Huda's behavior, but y'all kept allowing it to happen in the villa. So y'all have to reap the what's it called? Reap the what? I know it's reap what you sow, but that's not what I meant. You just gotta accept the consequences, okay? Also, it killed me that Chris and Huda were so offended that Alondria exposed the kiss and the speakeasy. But like, Huda, did you really think Alondria would have more loyalty to you over Shelly? No, mamas. Then we have Sierra, who questions Chris's intentions with Huda. He says that he genuinely likes her. I believe him. I actually do. She doesn't, but she says that she's not going to press the matter anymore. Shelly also calls him out on the switch up, but again, you are under Ace's thumb. Nobody's trying to deal with that. Literally, nobody's trying, like, can't be bothered, Shelly. Like, let's be so for real. You've always been in Ace's pocket, girl. Oh, guys, it pains me. It pains me. It pains me so much. But yeah. Alondria's next, and she says congrats to Clark because Clark was like, listen, we're not at test. And she's like, congrats. Alondria. This was the start of my irritation with my girl. Yeah, Clark just then goes on to explain. She was really explaining a lot. Like, we have something physical and it really is serious. And I didn't like that you said that. Okay. He picked you. Let's move on, okay? Last was Taylor. Obviously, the girls are not happy with Taylor, okay? The girls feel like he shouldn't have basically strung Alondria along just to drop her for somebody that he met for 2 days. And then Alondria got really active.
How can that change so quickly? Clark gave me a different feeling. You get that kid feeling and it's just like, I can't be a kid.
How old are you?
25. Stand on business and stop acting like a little bitch.
Yeah. Never spared my feelings throughout this whole entire thing, but now you're sparing hers. I don't know what you're telling Clark, but I know what you're telling me. You want to jump to the next girl because you don't really know much about what you did previously. That is bullshit to me. When Jalen was here, I reassured this man every motherfucking day he ain't do shit for me. I've been holding this shit together. I've been taking shit on the chin. What do you need from me? What do you need from this fucking connection? You couldn't say shit. And the girl get in here and give you fucking 3 days of attention and you fucking go?
Make up your damn mind. Well, since y'all want me to make up my mind right now, I pick Clark.
At every opportunity. Granted, we get more context because we see the conversations that he's having with the boys, and we see how much Ace is pushing him to do stuff. How Ace is pushing him to do stuff, but like, you had to have known that things weren't great. And she knew. Because how many times was she planning something? Oh, I just want to show you that you do have the green light to pursue things. Oh, I just want to show you that I actually am interested. Here, let me plan a date. Here, let me take you to the dock. Here, let me. You were courting him, baby girl. You were courting him. You were courting him. You were courting him. I also think that the women knew that something was off. There's no way that they didn't. Like I said, Shelly herself was questioning things as if things should be further along than they should. And on top of that too, immediately when things went awry with Taylor, it was like, well, F him. I swear that hasn't been the case in other situations. When Nick was still toying with other options, they were telling Sierra, just, be level-headed, think it out, like whatever. But all of a sudden with Taylor, it's F him. There had to be thoughts in these women's minds that Taylor wasn't it. Y'all should have said something. Y'all didn't. Now you got Alandra looking like a damn fool, popping off over a man who then is given the opportunity to finally choose. And he's like, bet. Clark, you doing all that for this man to now put you in your place like this at the fire pit in front of everybody. Oh my gosh, I'm embarrassed. I'm so embarrassed. I'm so embarrassed. I'm so embarrassed. You got active over Taylor. And then when he was like, oh yeah, sometimes like I feel like I could be a kid. Oh, how old are you? Alondra. Okay. Guys, I had 3 friends message me today saying that they're done with the season. I'm not done. Don't forget. I'm not done. But spiritually, I feel the same. I have nobody to like besides Amaya. I don't like anybody. Yeah. Anyways, so that's the review. Yeah. Thank you guys for 70K. Oh my gosh. Oh, let me say that at the beginning. Okay. Well, thank you guys at the end too. But yeah, this is all I got. I'm spent. I'm tired. I'm done. I'm exhausted. Like, comment, share, subscribe, guys. I'll see you in the next one.